Even pro for just under a whole year, but that was the second time you played back-to-back nights this past weekend. What was that like?
It was great. Felt a little bit like school. Back in school, we have Friday, Saturdays, so it was nice to be in a little rhythm, play a little a series against the Crunch. So Syracuse was a good team. They're a good challenge. I think we got better as a team throughout the weekend, and it was a good experience. To just for me to play, to be challenged. It was fun.
Can I ask, like, from a preparation process, do you prepare any differently when you go back-to-back nights versus having that day in between?
A little bit. I mean, it really just depends on how I'm feeling, like mentally, physically. I'm not really set on like an exact routine that I do. It kind of just how much time do I need to get my mind ready? How much time do I need to get my body ready? So usually on a back-to-back, I need a little bit more time on the body, less on the mind. Just being in flow, just having played the night before. So just like little tweaks to the preparation, but nothing more than that.
Saw the house, you played goalie growing up, and said you prefer seeing more shots. He said most guys will. Did you feel the same way? Like Saturday, I think you saw 11 or 12 more shots. You like being a little busier?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely there's definitely different challenges to both. I think that I try not to have preferences with like how the game unfolds and just to kind of experience it the way it does. But for sure, when you're getting more shots and it's easier to stay in a rhythm, stay just to see the puck a little bit better. The more you feel it, the easier it is to see. So that's an upside to that. But also, when you have less shots, it's a little bit harder to stay in it. But also, your team's playing well, and maybe you have a better chance at winning. If you're getting a lot of shots, there could be a really bad bounce that just ends up in the back of your net that you have no control over, and that could be a game-ending play. So you gotta be careful with what you wish for. So like I just try to stay neutral, even keeled. Like a lot of shots, not a lot of shots. Get scored on a lot, get scored on not a lot. It's all the same, and I just try to keep like that neutral attitude.
I mean, you played 7 games here. You have kind of had a little bit out of it. 36 shots, 15 shots, somewhere in the middle. What have you made of your sample size with the game books?
It's been great. A lot of different, like you said, a lot of different games, different types of games, different experiences, and I think that so far it's been great for me to play, to experience, what I've experienced, and to be with this group. I'm having a really good time. It's enjoyable. The guys are great. Apps is unbelievable. With the rest of the coaching staff, like they make it so easy to have fun here. So it's just been a great experience.
I know hockey's a lot of day-by-day approaches, but collectively, I mean, starting Wednesday, this team's going to play 7 games in 11 days. What are you kind of looking at from a challenge perspective? I mean, you're in goal for some of those, maybe some pretty tight turnarounds.
Yeah, just taking one day at a time. I think there's value in looking at the schedule and kind of planning, recovery days and, just understanding like when I could take time to get refreshed. So obviously there's a lot of hockey. But it's really just take it one day at a time. I think looking at a whole picture, 7-11 sounds a lot. But when you're in it, I think you just take it one day at a time. And you just got a game today or you don't have a game today. Maybe you have a game tomorrow, but tomorrow's not today. So you just take it one day at a time.
Don, do you have anything for anybody?
No question. You're playing great. Keep it up, all right?
Thanks, Ed. The guys are really fun. They're fun to be around. The coaching staff is also great. It's a really great organization, great team. A lot of history in this team as well. It's just really fun to be a part of it. So when I was young, I was actually a forward. I started off just skating up front. Wasn't very good at scoring goals, so I thought maybe I'd take a back seat on the ice and maybe see if I could stop them. So I just strapped on the pads for street hockey. My dad would shoot on me. I always wanted to go in nets. When our goalie at practice or at games wasn't able to dress, if he was sick, I would take his gear and go in nets. So I just loved it right from the beginning, and I asked my dad to get me a set of pads, and then I became a goalie. I grew up in Montreal, so it's kind of weird if you don't play hockey. It's just the culture there. Everyone plays hockey. Everyone skates when they're young. So, all my friends did. So my dad put me in it when I was pretty young. I was probably 4 or 5. Learned how to skate. I didn't like it at first, though. I was crying on the ice, actually. But then, as time went on, I started to get better at it and I started to like it more. So just really happy my dad pushed me into staying in it.
One more question.
I mean, it was my dream growing up to play in the NHL. Watching Carey Price, who was a legend in my hometown in Montreal, being able to see him in person really inspired me and motivated me, just like a lot of other young kids in Montreal and all over Canada and in the States and even in the world. So it was a dream of mine. I think I grew up in a hockey family, and watching the World Juniors every year, watching the Stanley Cup Finals and the playoffs was. I just always wanted to be there. I'd look at the TV and be like, that's gonna be me one day. I want to be that guy. And I think that belief, I just kept it, and I wanted it bad, and I worked towards it. And if you work hard enough, sometimes your dreams come true. So if you got any dreams, make sure that you stick to them and keep working on them.